ball of air hits me from behind and the Spirit of Christ came inside of me. My mother Mary witnessed an apparition of the Archangel Michael. My son developed a bizarre case of mental telepathy. And the devil himself struck my house with a bolt of lightning. Stick around to the end to be amazed by God's miraculous nature. So I was standing in my living room and a massive ball of air hit me from behind so hard it pushed me 5 feet forward. I turned around to find nothing there. In that moment, for some odd reason, it felt like the Spirit of Christ had came inside of me.
3 days later.
My mother Mary came to my house to pick up my son Michael to take him to church. I shared with them the strange occurrence that I experienced a few days prior. Then I looked at my son Michael and said, "Don't be surprised if the spirit of the Archangel Michael doesn't come into you someday." And my mother said, "Oh, Patrick, don't be telling him stuff like that." They then departed to church, and upon arrival, they found themselves in the presence of a statue of the Archangel Michael on the wall behind the altar. They were in awe due to the fact that I previously mentioned him before they left to Mass, and they had never seen that statue there before. They admired this statue throughout the duration of the Mass. Eventually, when it was time to receive communion, they both approached the altar and got the perfect view of that statue. After receiving the host, they returned to their pew, sat down, looked up, only to discover that that statue had transformed into a vase of roses. They were in complete shock of what just happened before their very eyes. After Mass, they went shopping, and meanwhile, I was at my house on my deck enjoying the sunny weather. Suddenly, I started pondering about what I had mentioned to Paul, about the evil one wanting to snatch as many souls as possible before the rapture. And for some reason, I blurted out, "I know what your plan is, and it's not going to work, because I'm God's ace in the hole, and I'm not going to let that happen." Then lightning struck my house and shut off my cable TV. At first, I was startled, but then I realized that what I said must be true. And I got under the devil's skin and hit a nerve. So I go inside, and shortly after, my mother and son arrived back at my house and explained to me the apparition they had witnessed at church. Then my son Michael told me, "Dad, while we were shopping, I saw this hat, and for some strange reason, I had to buy this for you." He handed me the hat. I looked at it and could not believe my eyes. It had "Ace in the Hole" written on it, which confirmed once again that what I was saying was true. The sequence of events in this story strengthened my belief that I was experiencing divine interventions. If you found this story interesting, be sure to check out this video right here, which is even better than the one you just watched.